Welcome to our channel. Today, we're diving into some fascinating history facts that you probably didn't know. Let's get started. We embark on a journey not across continents or oceans, but through the vast, often surprising landscape of human history. Here, in the layers of time, lie stories of ingenuity, catastrophe, and profound transformation, events that have sculpted the world we inhabit today, often in ways we seldom perceive. These are not mere dates and names, but vibrant narratives, pulsating with the life of bygone eras, each holding a mirror to our own present. Our planet, a silent witness to millennia of human endeavor, has seen civilizations rise and fall, ideas ignite and spread like wildfire, and moments of crisis give birth to astonishing innovation. We shall unearth some of these pivotal moments, peeling back the veneer of the familiar to reveal the extraordinary tales hidden beneath. From the heart of ancient empires to the bustling streets of more recent memory, we will explore how singular events, sometimes born of accident, sometimes of design, have irrevocably shaped the course of our shared human story, leaving legacies that resonate even now. Consider the delicate threads that connect a simple baker's mishap to the sophisticated financial systems that underpin our modern cities, or how a single, unassuming stone could unlock the voices of an entire civilization lost to time. These are the kinds of astonishing connections we seek to illuminate. Prepare to venture into these captivating chronicles, to witness the intricate dance of cause and effect that defines our past, and to perhaps see our world and our place within it with fresh eyes, filled with a renewed sense of wonder. In the year 1666, a seemingly insignificant spark in a humble bakery on Pudding Lane would ignite a conflagration of almost unimaginable proportions. London, a city largely constructed of timber and thatch, was a tinderbox awaiting a flame. The summer had been long and dry, the wooden structures packed tightly together, creating the perfect conditions for disaster. The fire, fanned by a strong easterly wind, began its relentless march, leaping from house to house, street to street with terrifying speed. For 4 days and nights it raged, a monstrous entity consuming everything in its path, transforming a bustling metropolis into a landscape of ash and ruin. The scale of the devastation was immense. Over 13,000 houses, 87 parish churches, St. Paul's Cathedral, and most of the buildings of the city authorities were reduced to smouldering embers. Yet from these ashes, something new, something entirely unforeseen began to emerge. The immediate aftermath was one of shock and displacement, but the human spirit, ever resilient, turned towards rebuilding. This colossal task demanded not only new materials and architectural designs, a move towards brick and stone, but also new ways of thinking about risk, about security, about the very fabric of urban life and the unpredictable nature of such calamities. It was in this crucible of reconstruction that the seeds of a revolutionary concept were sown, the modern fire insurance industry. The sheer vulnerability exposed by the Great Fire led to a profound realization that individual loss could be mitigated through collective responsibility. Entrepreneurs and thinkers began to devise schemes where property owners could pay a premium, pooling their resources to cover the costs of future fires. This was not merely a financial innovation, it was a societal shift, a recognition that shared risk could lead to greater security for all, fundamentally altering how cities, and indeed societies, would protect themselves against the ever-present threat of disaster, a legacy that endures to this very day. In the ancient world, nestled by the shimmering Mediterranean, stood a monument not to military might nor to a single deity, but to the boundless realm of human knowledge, the Great Library of Alexandria. Founded in the 3rd century BCE by Ptolemy and Sota, it was conceived as a universal repository of learning, a place where scholars from across the known world could gather, study, and contribute to an ever-expanding collection of scrolls. Imagine, if you will, corridors lined with countless papyrus rolls containing the wisdom of Greece, Egypt, and beyond, works of philosophy, mathematics, astronomy, medicine, poetry, and history. It was, in essence, the intellectual heartbeat of its age. The library's ambition was breathtaking. Agents were dispatched to scour the world for texts, and ships docking in Alexandria were even compelled to yield any books they carried for copying, the originals often kept and copies returned. It housed a vast scriptorium for copying texts and a museum, the Museum or Shrine of the Muses, which served as a research institution. Here, luminaries like Euclid, the father of geometry, and Eratosthenes, who calculated the circumference of the Earth with astonishing accuracy, pushed the boundaries of understanding. The Library of Alexandria was more than a collection. It was an ecosystem of thought, a vibrant crucible where ideas were debated, refined, and preserved for posterity. Yet the fate of this unparalleled institution is shrouded in mystery and tragedy, a loss that echoes through the centuries. There is no single, definitive account of its destruction. Instead, a tapestry of tales points to several potential culprits and events across a span of centuries. Julius Caesar's fire in 48 BCE during his Alexandrian War is often cited, though it likely damaged only a part of the collection. Later, religious conflicts and decrees, such as those under Emperor Theodosius in the 4th century CE and the Arab conquest in the 7th century CE, are also implicated. The truth is likely a gradual decline, a series of destructive events and neglect rather than one cataclysmic inferno, leaving us to ponder the immeasurable knowledge that vanished like whispers on the desert wind. Chapter 3. In 1974, a group of farmers digging a well in Shanxi province, China, stumbled upon a discovery that would rewrite our understanding of ancient Chinese civilization and its first emperor. Buried for over 2 millennia, an entire army lay in silent subterranean vigil. This was no ordinary collection of statues. These were the terracotta warriors, thousands of life-sized clay soldiers, archers, charioteers and cavalry, each meticulously crafted with unique facial features, hairstyles and armor, a testament to an astonishing level of artistry and an immense imperial vision. They stood in battle formation, ready to accompany their ruler into the afterlife. This extraordinary assemblage was created for Qin Shi Huang, the formidable first emperor of a unified China who reigned from 221 to 210 BCE. His ambition was not confined to the mortal realm. He sought to carry his power, his dominion, and his protection into eternity. The sheer scale of the project is staggering. An estimated 8,000 soldiers, 130 chariots with 520 horses, and 150 cavalry horses, the majority of which still remain interred in the pits near the emperor's mausoleum, itself yet to be fully excavated. The level of detail is breathtaking, from the tread on their shoes to the individual strands of their hair, suggesting a vast mobilization of resources and skilled artisans. The discovery of the terracotta army provided an unparalleled window into the military might, the organizational capacity, and the sophisticated craftsmanship of the Qin dynasty. It revealed the emperor's deep-seated belief in an afterlife that mirrored the earthly world, requiring a full retinue for protection and service. Beyond their military significance, these silent figures tell a story of imperial power, of artistic achievement, and of a civilization capable of monumental undertakings. They stand as a powerful symbol of China's rich historical tapestry, a silent, watchful guard over the secrets of its first emperor, forever frozen at the dawn of a unified empire, their gaze fixed on an unseen horizon. Chapter 4. Imagine a civilization whose vibrant stories, profound wisdom, and intricate beliefs were locked away, silenced by the passage of millennia, their written language a beautiful but impenetrable enigma. Such was the case with ancient Egypt, whose hieroglyphs, those captivating symbols etched into temple walls and papyrus scrolls, had confounded scholars for centuries. Then, in 1799, during Napoleon's campaign in Egypt, a chance discovery by French soldiers near the town of Rosetta would provide the key, a single, unassuming slab of granodiorite that would unlock a forgotten world. This, of course, was the Rosetta Stone. What made this particular stone so monumentally important was not its intrinsic beauty, but its inscription. It bore the same decree inscribed in 3 distinct scripts: hieroglyphic, the sacred script of ancient Egypt; demotic, the everyday script used by the ancient Egyptians; and crucially, ancient Greek, a language well understood by scholars of the time. This trilingual inscription offered a parallel text, a vital clue that, if deciphered, could illuminate the meaning behind the mysterious hieroglyphs. It was, in essence, a linguistic treasure map, promising to guide researchers through the labyrinth of an ancient tongue that had fallen silent for nearly 1,500 years. The task of decipherment was arduous, a painstaking process undertaken by brilliant minds like Jean-François Champollion and Thomas Young. They meticulously compared the texts, identifying recurring names such as Ptolemy, enclosed in cartouches in the hieroglyphics section, and correlating them with their Greek counterparts. Champollion's breakthrough in the 1820s, realizing that hieroglyphs represented not just ideas but also sounds, was the pivotal moment. The Rosetta Stone became the cornerstone for understanding Egyptian history, literature, and culture directly from the Egyptians themselves, rather than through the often biased accounts of other ancient cultures. It opened a direct channel to the pharaohs, their priests, and their people, allowing their voices, once lost to the sands of time, to speak to us once more. Chapter 5. In the heart of a divided Europe, a scar of concrete and barbed wire snaked through a once unified city, a stark physical manifestation of the ideological chasm that defined the Cold War. This was the Berlin Wall, erected almost overnight in August 1961 by the German Democratic Republic, or East Germany. Its purpose was chillingly simple: to halt the exodus of its citizens to the west, a flow of people seeking freedom and opportunity beyond the Iron Curtain. For nearly 3 decades, it stood not just as a barrier separating families and friends, but as a potent symbol of oppression and the deep geopolitical schism between the Soviet-led Eastern Bloc and the Western democracies. The wall was more than just a single structure. It evolved into a complex system of fortifications. It included 2 parallel walls with a death strip in between, patrolled by guards, dogs, and watchtowers, equipped with anti-vehicle trenches and other defenses. Life in its shadow was one of constant tension and fear for those in the east, and a stark reminder of division for those in the west. Yet even in the face of such formidable barriers, the human spirit yearned for connection and liberty. Daring escapes, some successful, many tragic, became legendary, highlighting the desperation and courage of those who sought to breach this imposing divide, each attempt a testament to the unquenchable desire for freedom. The fall of the Berlin Wall on November 9, 1989, was a moment of electrifying joy and profound historical significance, broadcast live across the globe. Miscommunication within the East German Politburo led to an unexpected announcement that travel restrictions would be lifted, and crowds surged towards the checkpoints. Overwhelmed, the guards eventually opened the gates. People from East and West Berlin poured through, climbing the wall, chipping away at it with hammers and chisels, celebrating in a spontaneous outpouring of emotion. Its collapse heralded not only the reunification of Germany, but also the beginning of the end for the Cold War, reshaping the political map of Europe and offering a powerful lesson in the ultimate triumph of human aspiration over ideological barriers. And so, our brief excursion through these remarkable chapters of human history draws to a close. We have journeyed from the fiery rebirth of London to the silent, watchful gaze of the Terracotta Army, from the lost wisdom of Alexandria to the linguistic key of Rosetta, and witnessed the profound symbolism of a wall that once divided a world. Each story, a unique thread in the immense and intricate tapestry of our collective past, reminds us that history is not a static collection of facts, but a dynamic, ever-unfolding narrative of human experience, resilience, and our ceaseless quest for understanding and connection. These events, separated by centuries and continents, share a commonality. They reveal the extraordinary capacity of humankind for both creation and destruction, for profound insight and devastating error. They show how moments of crisis can forge innovation, how lost knowledge can be rediscovered, and how even the most imposing barriers can eventually crumble before the persistent tide of human aspiration. The echoes of these past events continue to shape our present, influencing our societies, our technologies, and our very perception of the world around us, often in ways we are only beginning to appreciate. As we step back from these glimpses into the past, let us carry with us a renewed curiosity for the stories that have shaped us. For in understanding where we have come from, we gain a clearer perspective on where we are, and perhaps where we might be heading. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed these history facts, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more amazing content. See you next time.